One of the apparent drawbacks of bearded dragon ownership is that you're meant to feed them live insects on a relatively regular basis, which to many keepers is off-putting, not just because they don't like insects, but also because it does take up a bit of time and money. Never to miss a trick, several reptile companies have therefore come out with products that are supposed to alleviate some of this hassle, marketing their foods either as complete diets or occasional insect substitutes. But the question is, are any of these products actually any good? In an attempt to answer this question, I've been trying a number of different products marketed in this way with my dragon to see if he likes them, and also to assess their ingredients to find out whether any of them could actually make up a significant portion of a dragon's diet, and indeed if any of them could actually ultimately replace insects. And in today's video, I'm going to be revealing the results of this test. The first food that I bought and tried was Hikari Leper Gel. Now this product is primarily marketed towards leopard geckos, which I think is why you call it leopard gel, but I take it that Hikari don't get the significance of the word leper. But anyway, preparing the food is really easy. All you've got to do is extrude it from the package and then store the rest in the fridge for later. Now it does have a decent texture, so although it's perhaps rather fecal, it is good for tongue feeding to your dragon. Now Char did go absolutely nuts for this stuff, as you can see, and he chased it around the enclosure with almost the same gusto as he would real insects. Now it is once again marketed for leopard geckos, and Hikari does do another version for dragons, but I chose to use this because if it is going to be a proper substitute for insects, then the leopard geckos, which are more insectivorous than bearded dragons, would obviously eat it readily. But actually, only one of my 3 leopard geckos would touch it, so whether it's going to be a success with your animals or not is probably going to be a bit hit and miss. Despite my dragon really liking this food, the ingredients are terrible and mostly just assorted fillers when you take a look. Combined with how expensive it is and how little you get in a packet, I don't think I'll be getting this again. Next up, I had a go with a product which has been on the market for quite some years now, being TwoMeds bearded dragon pellets. Just like the Hikari products, this is marketed as having correct ratios of nutrients for long-term health, or in other terms, it's supposed to be a complete diet. Now, assuming that you don't do what I was doing, which was trying to open the package with my non-dominant hand and hold a camera in the other one, this product is the easiest out of all the ones that are tested to prepare, because all you've literally got to do is pour the pellets out, sit back and relax as your dragon gobbles them up. But as the old adage goes, you can lead a lizard to dehydrated food granules, but you can't make it eat him. Usually Char would attack anything that I show him in the tongues, but I could not get him to eat these things whatsoever, whether I left him dry, moistened him, or did whatever stupid thing to try and get him to eat him. And honestly, I cannot blame him for how terrible the ingredients are. I mean, this stuff is basically breakfast cereal marketed as lizard food. The third product that I had a go with was Arcadias Omni. Now, unlike the other 2 products we've taken a look at so far, this one is not marketed as a complete diet, but rather something to add in for additional variety, and it does actually require some preparation. What you're meant to do is mix it with boiling water and let it cool so that it can set and form a gel, but actually in my experience, just having a little bit of an experiment, you seem to get just about the same result if you just add normal cool water and stir it up for a couple of minutes. Char does like this food, not as much as leopard gel or anywhere near as much as real insects, but he will eat it. I've been trying him with it again and again for a couple of months now, and apart from in the first offering, he always seems to have had enough after a couple of mouthfuls. What I really like about this product is its ingredients, because it doesn't contain any soya, wheat, rice or any of the other crap fillers that you usually see in pet foods. On the contrary, it does contain lots of good ingredients like snails, hibiscus and silkworms, which may or may not be difficult for you to get a hold of in the live form. Saying that, the main ingredient is poultry meal, so I would be concerned that excessive consumption of this could become a risk factor for your bearded dragon developing gout or other illnesses related with excessive protein consumption. I'll therefore be keeping this in my feeding regime, but it's not going to be the insect replacement that the live food haters amongst you are possibly looking for. An inherent flaw in any of the gel type foods is that they do completely lack any crunch. Bearded dragons are known to contract periodontal diseases, and the only way to keep the teeth clean and reduce the risk of this is to offer them foods that are hard and crunchy so that they will scratch away any debris from the teeth. To this end, I've experimented with mixing some of the highest quality dry tortoise pellets that I could find in with the Omni Gold. And as a side note, I also did try adding some of the dried flowers that Arcadia and TwoMeds sell, just to add some additional variety. Charles' response to this homemade mix was about the same as to the plain Omni Gold. So considering the huge variety of different ingredients contained in each mouthful and the inherent crunchy texture, I think that this could prove to be a really useful part of the diet if offered once or twice a month. But you know what? After trying all of these different products over the past 3 months, all I can really conclude is that you are never going to be able to replace the real McCoy. Absolutely nothing gets my dragon working harder than chasing after live insects. These animals have evolved to eat arthropods running away from them in the outback of Australia, and no matter how many ingredients you can bung into a product, you are never going to be able to replicate the thrill that these animals must feel when chasing living prey, as grim as that may sound. If you want a bearded dragon then, decent packaged products can be a useful way to improve dietary variety. But the main diet still has to be fresh, and if you don't like that, then this is not going to be the pet for you. Now you can of course offer a huge variety of insects without turning to any packaged products if you just stop caring about what Tom, Dick and Harry have posted on Facebook about parasites and go outside and catch some wild insects. My friend Pete Hawkins has written a blog post about doing this, so I'll link it down in the description, and if you're interested you can go and have a read of it after the end of the video. Now let's be honest about something here that I just sort of breezed past a couple of minutes ago. If you've actually got a healthy dragon on a good diet, you shouldn't be having to trick it into eating plant matter by mixing this in with the stuff that it does like, or slipping the medicine in with the dog food, so to speak. To this end, my dragon actually doesn't like plant matter bought from the supermarket and has always ignored it, but will readily take fresh weeds grown outdoors. So a couple of videos down the line I'm going to show you how I do this. Hopefully this video has answered all your questions about packaged bearded dragon diets, but if you do still have some outstanding questions about this, then don't be afraid to pop them down in the comments section and I'll answer them as soon as I get a chance. But for now, this is the end of the video, so make sure that you subscribed and have hit the notification bell so that you... Oh, the bloody exposure's gone now. So make sure that you're subscribed and that you hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future uploads, and I will see you all in one of those. So that's it for now. Bye guys!